Hey guys, Mr. Goochee here with his last video for this homework. Okay, so in this video going to work through numbers 11 through 15. Okay, so let's get started. Number 11. A student has a sample of aluminum that has a mass of 7.45 grams and a volume of 10.1 cubic centimeters. What is the density of aluminum? Okay, now listen up. Again, my numbers are different than your numbers. Okay, so you will have different numbers, which is why I can do this right here. So anyways, taking a look up here we have the density formula, which is, let me center it on the screen here. Heyo, the density formula, density equals the mass divided by the volume. Density is mass divided by volume. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my other sheet of paper where I'm doing this work. Okay? Click it, click it, click it. At number 11. All right. And I'm going to write down the equation. All right. Density equals mass divided by volume. In this case, we know the mass. All right. The mass in grams in this problem, just double checking. The mass in grams right here has a mass of 7.45 grams. So we would know it's the mass because they say mass, but also because they say grams here, because grams is the unit. All right, so 7.45 grams divided by whatever the volume was. In this case, the volume was 10.1 centimeters cubed. Okay, centimeters cubed is a volume unit. So 10.1 centimeters cubed. Okay, and I press enter. I put that in my calculator. I press enter. The density is equal to 0.7376. All right, and what are the units? Well, with density, the units for density are whatever the units were for your mass and your volume. Because mass was grams and you divided by centimeters cubed, your units are going to be grams divided by centimeters cubed. So 0.7376. Let's plug that in and see if it's correct. Okay, 0.7376. Correct. All right, and I'm going to do grams over centimeters cubed. Okay, that's the best that I could write it in here. I don't need to get fancy with it. Okay, number 12. A loaf of bread has a mass of 500 grams and a volume of 447 cubic centimeters. What is the density of the bread? All right, so once again, going to go back to my worksheet. And this is probably easier for you. Maybe you're working just on a separate sheet of paper in front of you. Remember, take a picture of that paper, send it in to me. Okay, so density equals the mass divided by the volume. All right, we don't know the density. We're looking for it. The mass, however, is 500 grams. And the volume is 447. What units did they use here? Cubic centimeters. All right, centimeters cubed. Okay, so 500 divided by 447. We get that the density is equal to 1.19. I'll go with that. 1.19. And the units are, because we did grams divided by cubic centimeters, it's grams divided by cubic centimeters. So there it is. 1.19 grams per cubic centimeter. Let's test that out, see if that works. All right. Oopsie, why am I over here? Here. All right. 1.19. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, wait a second. Let me double check my math. See, this is why this is useful. This is why so my calculator spit out 1.11850. Okay. So it should be 1.119. All right. So there we go. That's where I made my mistake. Okay, I love this system, right? I'm patting myself on the back, guys, because I really hope this helps you spot when you do something wrong. And, you know, every time I come up with a new homework sheet, let's see if this works. Hey, great. Every time I come up with a new homework sheet, there's always like an error in there somewhere, and kid always spots it and makes me look like an idiot. All right. So thank you, guys. Thank you for your patience here. Okay, so next problem. All right, we have a block of wood with a mass of 3.725 grams and a volume of 12 cubic centimeters. Okay, so the mass is 3.725 725 grams, and the volume is 12.0 cubic centimeters. What is the density? Well, once again, this problem is just like the other problems, and that it's a density problem, okay? So this is number 13, and we're going to go, all right, density equals mass over volume. We don't know the density. We are looking for it, okay? The mass is 3.725 grams, and the volume is 12. What are they milliliters or cubic centimeters? Let's see. Cubic centimeters. Should have done milliliters for at least one of these, but we'll do cubic centimeters. They're actually the same thing, and I'll just put a C there. Slick. All right, cool. So 3.725 divided by 12, and we get 0.3104. And the units, once again, since we took grams for mass and divided it by cubic centimeters, it's grams over cubic centimeters. So the answer is 0.3104. 0.3104. Let's double check. All right. 0.3104. Am I correct? Hey! Once again, Mr. Goochee, knocking it out of the park. Look at me. It's like I teach this stuff. Hey. Opa. All right, next one. Okay, now, let's read this carefully. Number 14. Okay? The density of a substance is 4 grams per cubic centimeter. 4 grams per cubic centimeter. If a sample of a substance has a volume of 4.47 cubic centimeters, what is the mass? Read this carefully, guys. And this, by the way, this is why we are always writing down this formula. Okay, Mr. Goochee, why are you writing down these formulas all the time? Because check it out, guys. Check it out, okay? Density equals mass divided by volume. You know the density. The density was given to you. It is 4.0 grams per cubic centimeter, okay? And you know what else you know? You know the volume. The volume is 4.47. The volume is 4.47. All right, cubic centimeters. And you need to find the mass, okay? You are trying to find the mass. So listen, right now, mass is being divided by 4.47. To get mass by itself, to solve for it, we have to undo that. So how do you undo dividing by 4.47? Some of you guys at home are screaming it like you're watching Dora the Explorer. Multiply! Yeah, you multiply by 4.47 on both sides, okay? All right, cool. So in that case, the mass is going to be equal to 4 times 4.47. Okay, the mass I got was 17.88. Now, what are the units here? Now, you remember before where we found the density units by looking at the mass and the volume. Since the mass was grams divided by cubic centimeters volume, the density unit was grams over cubic centimeters. We can work backwards here, all right? In this problem, we were told that the density was grams over cubic centimeters, okay? So what's the unit for mass? The unit for mass is grams. So 17.88, haha, grams, not grams per cubic centimeter, okay? Because you're looking for the mass here, okay? You're looking for the mass. You're looking for the mass. Okay, cool. Great. Okay, last one. This is the trickiest one, okay? So, you have a metal ball with a mass of 420 grams. The density of that block is 17.88 grams per cubic centimeter, okay? Grams per cubic centimeter. So what is the volume of the ball? Well, once again, folks, let's make sure we put a circle around this or box it. All right, once again, we got a situation, folks. We got ourselves a situation where we need to write down this equation here. All right, always be writing down these equations because you never know when a problem is going to be tricky. You know the density. The density is 17.88 grams per cubic centimeter, I believe. Double checking. Yeah, grams per cubic centimeter. Okay, let's write that in here. Okay. We know the mass. The mass is 420 grams. What we don't know is the volume. Now, guys, listen. We are going to be solving for a variable on the bottom of a fraction, and that is far and away the most common mistake that people make. People just forget how to solve for the denominator in a fraction. And I think the fact that you missed school, your math was kind of subpar the last 3 months last year, it probably only makes it worse, okay? So let me tell you, here is how you can solve for a number on the bottom of a fraction, okay? Because this is going to be something that is going to be hard, and it's going to keep coming back, and people are going to keep messing it up. Okay, so first of all, here is my personal favorite way to do it. Okay, let's turn this guy over here, 17.88, into a fraction by just putting it over 1, right? You can turn any number into a fraction just by putting it over 1. And now we get to lean on one of your favorite strategies in math, cross multiplying. Okay, cross multiplying. So 420 grams times 1 is 420 grams. Okay? And then you got 17.88 times the variable v. So that's just v times 17.88. Okay? There you go. So now you're trying to solve for v, and now it turns out you know how to do this, all right? V times 17.88. How do we get rid of it? Well, we divide both sides by 17.88. So the volume is equal to 420 grams divided by 17.88. 420 divided by 17.88. The volume is equal to 23.49. All right, 23.49. What's the unit here, guys? Well, once again, let's look at the density, okay? The density value here was 17.88 grams per cubic centimeter. Grams is the unit of mass. The unit of volume is cubic centimeters. So this is 23.49, yes, cubic centimeters. Okay? There we go, guys. So that's it. That's how I did the homework. That's how you'll do the homework too. Now, by the way, we got 2 bonus problems down here that I'm not going to do. They are entirely up to you. But if you get them correct, I will give you up to 1 bonus point per problem. So if you do them both, then you've gotten like 120% on this homework. You do enough of those, and that's essentially getting a homework pass, okay? So take a look at these bonus problems. Show me your work. Give it a shot, guys. I hope this helps. Have a great weekend, guys, and good luck.